Okay, so today I wanted to talk about anxiety. So, first off, if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, I have to get rid of my anxiety, that is completely and utterly a lie. That whether it has been the media or the people around you, they have told you that. Okay, that is not true. That's absolutely a lie. Okay, and here's why. So, it is bad if you decide to direct it towards the wrong thing. So, if you decide to direct your anxiety towards, oh, what if I have a bad day? Oh, what if this bad thing happens to me in my life or that bad thing happens? That's obviously not going to help you because you're going to end up manifesting the bad stuff and that's just not going to help you, right? But if you decide to have anxiety about the fact that you have not achieved every single one of your goals you could possibly want, then you'll actually start working and then you'll actually start putting in the effort and then all of a sudden you'll actually start achieving your goals. Okay. And here's the thing. If you only direct it towards the correct things, you can't fail. It'll only help you. Okay. And here's why. You might be thinking, oh, well, what if that person has horrible, severe anxiety? Okay, well, if you have horrible, severe anxiety about the fact that you haven't achieved your goals yet, then you'll actually work even harder than the person with some anxiety about the fact that they haven't achieved their goals because you'll be really worried and really stressed out about the fact that you don't have $100 million, that you don't have your dream physique, that you don't have, other goals, whatever it may be, your perfect mental mindset, whatever you don't have yet, you will be very worried about that and you'll be immediately working towards achieving that. Okay. So this is where the correct mental mindset comes in, okay? Because if you direct your emotions towards the correct thing, then it can only help you, okay? And the same thing goes for anger, okay? Let's say, I'm not saying bang your head against the wall like an idiot, but if you're, frustrated, because I don't know, I've said this analogy a zillion times, but let's say some dude tells you that you're never going to be buff and you've been going to the gym lately and you're trying to get buff, but you're still skinny, then you can either choose to be an idiot and be like, be sad in the gym that day and not train hard, or you could decide to be angry and be like, you know what, I'm going to prove that guy wrong. I'm going to outwork him and show that I am capable of achieving this and he is not. Okay, that is the competitive mindset that you have to have as a man if you want to become the best version of yourself. Okay, and then the same thing, it doesn't just go for the gym. It also goes for making money. It also goes for again working towards that side hustle or working towards that YouTube channel. It works for anything you're doing in this life. Okay, it works for that. Okay, so I'll give you an example of a person who doesn't do that. Okay, I've seen these dudes at my school who don't put in the effort and they don't try, and they sit at home and lament. And, I know they lament, they act like a victim of their surroundings, and then they act like it's all a difficult situation, act like a victim of their surroundings. But it's like, dude, I'm putting in more effort than you. I'm trying harder than you. And I know you don't have the right mental mindset because you didn't discipline your own mind. I did it. I put the work in when you didn't. Okay, so am I supposed to feel sorry for you? No, because I tried harder than you. It's very difficult for me to feel sorry for people who didn't try as hard as me, okay? And that might sound bad, but it's true because I tried harder and I put in more effort. I put more stuff on the line when they didn't, okay? That is what matters as a man because it is a very competitive world out there, okay? Everything you want, other people want. Everything, everything I want, other people want, okay, is always a competition, okay? So it doesn't matter whether you want a Lamborghini, a new house, a new girlfriend, whatever it may be. There's always another man who is working towards the exact same goal as you. You have to outwork that other person or the other 100 men who want the exact same thing as you, okay? Because there's only so many Lamborghinis out there. There's only so many beautiful girls. There's only so many, houses that, beautiful houses out there for certain people to own, okay? Because not every single person on earth can own an insanely large mansion, okay? That is just how it works, okay? Now, it doesn't mean it's all about materialistic possessions. I don't believe in that. What matters is your mental mindset, okay? Because it is actually not that hard to get rich. It's not that complicated, okay? And there's plenty of rich people out there who have a poor mental mindset, okay? So what matters is your mental mindset. If you have the right mental mindset, then you will be much more valuable than the people who are rich and don't have a mental mindset. So if you're broke right now and you have an amazing mental mindset, you are much more valuable than the person who doesn't have a good mental mindset and is rich. Okay, so that is what matters more than anything. Okay, because it doesn't matter how bad of a situation you're in. Okay, if you have the perfect mental mindset, you can't fail. Okay, you can only win unless you quit. Which, by the way, nobody can help a quitter. You can't fail at it. Okay, so again, you have to put in 100% of your effort. So if you don't do that, then you also won't end up achieving every single one of your goals. Okay, because you can't fail if you put in 100% of your effort. You can't fail. There's no way to fail at it. Okay, unless you quit. So, again, back to the people at my school, it's like these guys, if you decide to sit at home and cry all day, you're not going to get your dream physique, okay? Sitting at home and crying all day isn't going to get you your dream physique. It's not going to get you all the money you want. It's not going to get you, all the subs you want. It's not going to get you everything you want to achieve. What is going to get you to achieve everything you want is your own mental mindset. Okay, that is what is going to help you. Okay, otherwise you won't end up becoming successful. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. I thank you guys so much for the support. Other than that, that's about it. Thanks for watching.